What's up guys, hope you're having a great day, and in this video we are going to be talking about and taking an in-depth look at exactly how the high alert perk works in Warzone and multiplayer. I'm doing this video because one, I think the game description is vague and I want to know exactly how this perk works. And just a quick refresher, the description of the perk reads, your vision pulses when enemies outside of your view see you, and the way to counter this perk is cold-blooded, which I count for in these tests. And the second reason I'm doing this video is to see if there are any specific scenarios in Warzone where high alert may be more useful than ghost. For example, maybe a large open field final circle towards the edge of the map where there aren't many buildings and the heartbeat sensor's 40-meter limit isn't that useful. Or maybe you queue up solo with randos and there's high odds that one of your teammates won't have ghost anyways. Now before testing this perk, my understanding of it was that your screen will pulse when enemies outside of your view, so your field of view, see you. And see you is pretty vague, so my guess was that it pulses when you're in their field of view, which makes sense. Well, as you will see, I was wrong. So I've experimented with high alert a few times in Warzone and used it a lot in multiplayer, and I know that there were definitely times where I have been visible to an enemy that wasn't on my screen, but my screen wasn't highlighted. Because of this, my theory was that maybe there's a dead zone to where this perk doesn't work. With console being limited to a 60-degree view, 60-degree field of view, and PC having the option to have up to a 120-degree field of view, it already seems to me that this perk could have potential problems. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. We are going to say that the enemy is on the left side of the screen and we are on the right side. So as you can see, I was correct, as there definitely is a dead zone of some kind here, and it's one that hurts console players. Now I don't play on PC, so I can't confirm it, but it seems like the perk activates right around the 120-degree field of view mark. And I'm not anti-PC or anything at all, I'm just sharing with you guys what I found. Now I've also felt that there were times where I know the enemy was not in this dead zone, for example being directly behind me, and yet the perk still doesn't work. Because of this, my theory was that there's also a distance limit on how far this perk works. And after testing this, you can see that it indeed does stop working, and it stops working at 100 meters. Now, some things work a little differently in Warzone than in multiplayer in this game. For example, like the heartbeat sensor, so I wanted to try and double check in Warzone. And I did this in Plunder, and luckily I found some dude that was AFK, and you can see that the perk works exactly the same in Warzone as it does in multiplayer here.
Enemy here.
I did want to try to do a couple of other tests with this guy, but unfortunately we got interrupted by this dude. Okay, so far we've established one, that there definitely is a dead zone between 60 and roughly 120 degrees. And number two, there is a distance limit of 100 meters. So what does it mean when enemies see you? Well, it does not mean when you're in their field of view. There appears to be a bubble around us / where the center of the screen of the enemy player is, and that's where the perk activates. If the enemy is scoping in outside of the bubble, or the center of their screen is not on you, then the perk will actually not activate for you. This makes it possible for the enemy to completely walk around you, steps away from you, without actually activating the high alert perk. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can see them, can't you guys? The last question I had about this perk was whether or not using a sniper, I guess, kind of buffs the perk more, because when you're scoped in, then the area that our field of view covers is even smaller. So does the perk account for this? And upon testing, the answer is no. And this does not change either when an enemy has a sniper. There's still that bubble around the player that we talked about earlier. So final thoughts on this experiment? Well, I was really hoping that maybe I could build a case where using high alert in specific instances in Warzone could be more helpful than Ghost, especially since the recent nerf to Snake Shot, that there will definitely be an increase to RPG usage, and thus less people use cold-blooded, high alerts counter, and they'll be using EOD. But based on these tests, I actually want to use High Alert less because of all the inconsistencies. And I think this just further shows that Ghost is definitely the best perk in Warzone. Now, if you have stuck around until the end of the video, I'd just like to thank you all very much. Recently, my channel just passed 2,000 watch hours, so I'm halfway to becoming eligible to becoming a YouTube partner, which is very exciting. And if you guys like this video and want me to look at another perk or anything else in the game in depth, just let me know down in the comments and I'll do my best to help you guys out. But yeah, so that's everything I have for today. Thanks for stopping by the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.